Hi, my name is Allison Teague. I've lived in Vermont all my life except for 3.5 years before we moved here, and about 18 years where I lived on the West Coast and up in Alaska, where there is no Wi-Fi and there wasn't any television until 2000. And I say that because they were alternating stations to towers that were sending them out. So you never got, and there were 4 stations, so you never got constant programming. And being there, as soon as I got there and I drove up from Oregon to Alaska, I felt an immediate clarity of energy for my body. As a former elite ski racer in Vermont and a coach, I'm very attuned to my body. I've never polluted it, as it were. I've just taken care of it. So when I left in 2000 and I came back to Vermont, the first thing that I noticed was the pollution. As I drove across Canada and down into Vermont, there's a quality of light that changes with pollution. And with this, I also started feeling kind of, it's just was an energetic kind of excitation like this. And I didn't really think anything of it, though I just noticed the visual pollution. I got a job at DHMC as a medical transcriptionist. And during that time, they were installing basically Wi-Fi into the system. So the complex has grown and grown and grown and grown. If you've ever been up there, I'm sure everybody in this room has visited DHMC. It's full of people walking around now with Wi-Fis. All the doctors have it. There's machines to help make it work, little Wi-Fi towers all over the hospitals. And during that time in 2005, I moved to a cabin, which is my style of living. I don't like to be around a lot of people, around a lot of electricity, gadgets. I'm a researcher, I'm a writer. I love the internet for its freedom of information, which is closing down. Okay, so when I moved to this place, I was a quarter mile from a cell tower that had been put up the year before. And the landowner got, like, I don't know, maybe $30,000 to put this cell tower up. 2 weeks into living in this cabin, I experienced a heavy brain fog and physical. All I can say is I felt like an amoeba. I could barely crawl down the steps from my ladder in the loft to go to the bathroom or to go outside, to feed myself, to do anything. This lasted for 2 weeks. When I moved away from there, and the other thing that happened was that I realized that my cataracts had all of a sudden gotten bad, and my hearing had gone down. And I had a dog that died of cancer who was living there with me within that period of time. I was only there for 6 months. I was working in a hospital asking the doctors what's wrong with me. They couldn't find anything out. So I moved away from there. Within a year of moving away and getting a checkup, I was told that I have a pre-diabetic situation. I don't come from a background of anybody in my family with diabetes. I don't come from a background of anybody with poor eyesight. I do happen to come from a background of people with bad hearing at 90, not 68 or 50 like me at that time. So I began to be aware that there was something there. The hospital I was working with was being outfitted with Wi-Fi in every single room. I was working in these rooms where the Wi-Fi was. I got out of there, and there's one more example that I want to say. I have been looking for a place to live because the place that I was living in is smart metered up one side and down the other. It's a complex, I have no say in it. I have not been able to find a place that's EMF free for me to live in. I'm a senior of, I think, 12 or 15 places that are available to me on a senior's income in Windham County. 3 are not outfitted with Wi-Fi. I am on a list and have been for a year for senior housing. I'm about to be homeless because I cannot find a place that is EMF free, that is a safe zone for me, where I can continue to heal from my exposure in 2005. That's it.